appears to be a problem with this, seeing what happened in Sherman Oaks. And there's no reason to believe that these cameras will go up, or the cameras will be working, or, you know, they'll get a good shot. Maybe they'll have a back shot. Maybe the shot that they have is no good. And so this seems to be a lot of money that we're spending. You know, I always like to think they're doing, you know, a great job, but they only do a good job as enough as with the equipment will allow them to do. So perhaps it's just equipment is no good. So I would think, we think on having this done at all. I would just have the city council come up with their own thing and pay for it. And therefore, we don't lose money.
Thank you, Donna.
And Miriam's coming on the way, hopefully.
Well, very good.
Well, we can hardly wait.
Okay, so I make a motion, we adopt the language in 8A as is.
I just got a quick.
Yes, John.
It's my wish, hopefully others would agree with me, that Van Nuys Neighborhood Council should have a welcoming sign so the rest of the world knows who we are. I know Tarzana has a welcoming sign. It would be nice if we had a welcoming sign, so we could
Where?
be more open to
Where will
it.
we put it?
Right where you have the auto row, there's we welcome to Van Nuys.
Oh,
we put it-
Burbank and Van Nuys Boulevard?
Yeah, right
On the
there.
little island?
Yeah,
It used to be. We used to have a sign over there, welcome to
It
Van
still
Nuys.
is.
It still
It'd be
is?
nice
Yeah,
if
it's
our-
there.
if we-
It says welcome to Van Nuys.
But we-
It says
Not-
welcome to
but
Van
not the
Nuys.
neighborhood council.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See,
Would
nobody
maybe we
knows
could
who we are. If we
Put our
said
name in,
well,
Van-
Yes, please.
it's engraved in stone.
Van Nuys
Yeah.
Neighborhood
Let's get
Council
three other
welcomes
ones.
the community, the world to Van Nuys.
I like that.
Because everyone needs to know who Van Nuys
Lots
is.
of billboards.
So we need
They
to,
need to know who we are.
yeah, we need to put it on a pole, something
Yeah,
fairly
but
large so people
with
can
Maybe
read
we
it.
should have our own flag.
To the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council. This is for the neighborhood
Yeah.
council.
Okay.
To the rest of the
Hallelujah.
world.
All right, let's get back to 8A, and then if you want to put that on the agenda, we can.
There is supposedly Fed funds for the CCTV cameras that we're not tapping into.
Well, we could loop in Ronald Schlogel with the FBI and see what he says.
He wouldn't know anything about it. But city council will know. Nori Martinez would know. And Mitch Englander would share the public safety for the city.
Let's
We need to
them
loop him in.
Let's loop him in.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have to establish the constitutional rights over the camera also. I mean,
Yeah.
are they admissible?
Well, that's why we're working with the LAPD and the congressman's office on this.
I think we should wait about the money allocation. First, let's find out. Maybe we don't need to allocate any money. Maybe the city is gonna allocate the money.
This could be something we could all debate next week
Yeah.
at the council meeting and have everyone discuss it.
It's one of the Johns, it's not happening.
It is, it's one of the jobs.
Yeah, and then,
No, he's asking for curb service is what he's asking.
we need permission from the city to install them on the poles.
Why would it be admissible?
Well, that's why we were
Why
looping
wouldn't it
in
be
the
admissible?
LAPDs to help us with it.
And they have to come up with the, I'll tell you why. Because you have to inform the public that you're being televised.
Yeah,
Yep, and that's what,
Otherwise, they won't hold in court.
that's half of why
Why not?
half the reason why the crime goes down. They did this at MacArthur Park,
Yeah.
and it
You have to
cut
put a
crime
sign.
considerably.
That you are being televised.
Yep, you sure do.
recorded.
Recorded.
So the motion on the floor, I made a motion to adopt the language in 8A as is.
That's why I went out to the car.
I'll second.
I'm gonna have to get the
All right, we have a second from Mr. Benjamin.
Wait, because
Can we start making fun of you? Is it enough time gone by?
You can make fun of me, it's
All right,
okay,
so
everybody
Hop
does.
Along is back.
That is exactly what everybody in my family says, oh my God, the name really fits now.
Hop Along Cassidy.
Yeah.
What's that from, Howard?
It's
Who was
very
Hop
true. It
Along?
actually
Was he in
fits.
Zorro?
My husband
No,
thinks
What is
I can't
Hop Along?
really
Hopalong Cassidy was his
That's
own
it.
television
That's
show.
it.
It was
You're
William Boyd,
Yep,
Yeah.
his hair was white like.
like
Howard's.
mine.
Did he have a little?
I actually,
Did he have a hitch in his giddy up?
no, but if you come to my house, I actually have a can of Hopalong
You're
Cassidy
too
beans
young.
on my,
It's my era and his era.
There you go. All right,
right,
so
hold on one second, let me
the,
Find the form.
I made the motion, Howard seconded it. We are voting on 8A, Madam
I
Secretary.
know now, I just need to find
Hold
the
on one
stupid
second.
form that
Hang
I
in there for a
made so I
second.
can, here we go. That's the original. See, that's what I was talking about. Now, is that the, oh, that's the money one. Hold on, wrong one. Right, church, wrong pew, that's yours.
Do the same one, the executive one. Right
I
from,
made both. I have a whole lot of, I just gotta find the right one. I made a whole lot of them in here and they're in here freaking somewhere. Ah, here we go. Park. That's the one. Okay.
Okay.
Now I can do it and it's easier and then we got it right.
All right.
So, okay, so you made the motion.
And I seconded.
Okay.
Whoops.
Okay. To adopt the language in 8A?
yeah, as is.
Okay. All right. Calling for the vote. We're gonna put down here, 8A. Okey dokey. Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benjamin?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Stacy?
No.
No. He's not here. Okay, we just need to get.
Joseph.
Joseph Lazarovitz?
Yes.
Okay, that passes.
All right, very good. We're gonna jump back to, the election chair report. Mr. Lynn?
Yes, the election, the deadline for filing for candidates is this coming Sunday, the 7th. I'd like to thank Mr. Della Cuesta and everyone who has been helped me with this. We have posted online the names of the people on our website who are up for re-election. If you're up for re-election, you still have to fill in the form and send it in. There's been 2 or 3 different versions of this form, but I put the latest one on there, which now says this is the one, ignore the last 2. So that's on there.
Oh,
Is
great.
it the one that's
I probably have the wrong
online,
one then.
hopefully? Because that's the one
No,
I.
there were 2 different ones online, and even though they read the same, they didn't look the same, and then
See,
there was
that's what
a
happens to me. It's
third
like-
one, I think, and they said, oh, this is the one. So
Well, I
what-
filed online.
Oh, yeah, all right, so on our website, our very last, Karina, yeah, that's on there. Our ver-
They
Okay.
have to accept whatever one you.
The very last
whether it's
one we
outdated
put
or
up
not.
there that says, this is the
They don't have
one,
a choice.
that's
Just
the
use
one.
the
So
one
if
I
it's the same
got.
one you
They have
did, then
to take
fine.
I don't know.
I mean, it's fine with me, I'm just saying, they're telling me that Dunn will reject it if it's not their
They better not reject it
form
because
of
if
the
they've
day.
got
No,
3
they
or
would've
4 or
let you
5
know.
What am I gonna say?
or whatever forms
They would've let
online,
you
that's
know.
bull.
So we did that, we have the form, the filing deadline for everyone, whether running for election or new or whatever, is this Sunday. We're doing outreach to get people to run, which includes flyers, and thank you Maria and Dave Carino and everyone's up, and Candy that's helping with the flyers. And so that brings us to the controversy du jour, which is our television commercial. We had a meeting at Region 4 the last 2 weeks with Tom, the heck is his name?
Wilkins or
Meredith.
Meredith.
All right, so the upshot of this is for $790 per $490 per council. We can join in a video, and I'm not gonna, I know Mr. Benjamin has problems with video, he's in that business, I'm not. But it's a commercial, it's gonna run on Time Warner Cable and Uverse all week, especially on ESPN Deportes telecast of the Super Bowl, which would get us a heck of a lot of exposure. So people can't say they never heard of the neighborhood council, they may or may not care about it, but they can't say they haven't heard about it. CNN, ESPN, etc. And everyone has contributed to this. When I say everyone, the 8 councils, is my most recent understanding from Mr. Handel as of an hour ago, is that all the councils in Region 4 contributed, all the councils in Region 1 contributed, except we didn't contribute. And in our defense, frankly, they didn't come up with what they were going to do for sure until Thursday night. They didn't come up with exactly what it was gonna cost until Friday night. Then they gave me the invoice on Saturday and said this all has to be done today. But notwithstanding all of that, I think it's a really terrific idea, and I don't think we should be the only council that's not participating.
So what's the cost on it?
The
490?
problem is with the payment.
I'm willing to make the payment if my ass isn't on the line.
Okay.
Well,
what-
mine will be, and I
Well,
don't
if we
really care.
vote on
so-
it, then it's
We
gonna
already
be
voted on
okay.
it. What-
Okay, okay.
Everyone's failing to
Actually,
not
we did
understand.
not vote on it.
We
We
did in
had to
January.
turn in.
$4,000.
We had to turn in, we allocated $4,000, but it was never line itemed.
No, it's, was
But how
general.
The
could we
point-
have line
Spend it how we
item,
wanted.
how could we have line itemed it if we didn't know what
Well,
they were
because
gonna
we had to,
present us with?
we had to line item X amount of dollars for advertising, X amount of dollars for food,
done that
X amount
That's
of,
not what they told us before. They're-
obviously,
it
that's not
before.
what they told us
Right.
before, but that's what they're telling us now.
Or just
Well,
moving
that-
forward,
how
every
convenient is
expenditure, let's
that?
just have a funding request form, because that's what I've been told to do.
Yeah, so you do that, but.
Why would
but-
we have to
but
have a
how do you
funding
get it
request form
approved
from
ahead of time?
ourselves?
For every single thing that we ever spend money on,
Yeah,
it
we
must, that paper must go back to Dunn,
Yeah.
it must be voted on by the board, all this.
Well,
So
if
what
I
you-
informed Tom today that I'm more than
Break it
willing
down.
to pony up and do the thing, as long as Gracie sends me a letter or email stating that we will not be
I don't really care.
held responsible for not agendizing the $490. He said, done, you'll have that this afternoon.
And you never got it.
Never got anything.
So why don't we put it again on the February agenda? so that we can
Evidently,
vote on it?
evidently, the money has to be paid by yesterday.
That's fine, and we'll pay the money because we had it on the January agenda, and then we'll reapprove it in February with the line items. What can they say to us, right?
They told us at the last minute, if he just found out on Saturday, how the heck are we supposed to do it ahead of time?
If,
already
if,
all
and they'll
out.
come back and they'll say, you can't retroactively, vote on something.
We don't know ahead of time.
Well, but this
look,
is what they're gonna do. You know they're gonna do this.
But the language in the January meeting, look, this independent elections administrator, whatever acronym he goes by, IAEIDI, whatever he's going by today, in January said, this is what you put on the agenda.
Right.
And he said that in December, that's why
Right.
we put it on the agenda in
Right.
January with that wording.
Right,
We didn't have, how could we have a line item if we didn't have the price to begin with?
Well,
exactly.
he's not a treasurer.
We didn't even know that they were gonna
Richard
be
the
doing it
He is the
then.
treasurer.
He is?
He is the
Yes.
treasurer.
Yeah, but
Of
wait, but.
his neighborhood council,
Of his
Richard.
council, but what we didn't know back then was how they were planning to spend it. He just went to the meeting and just found out now.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the point. How are we
Hallelujah.
supposed to line item something when we have no clue how it's
Eh,
gonna be spent and at what cost?
That's exactly right.
How did we approve
Mr.
the
Hopp, Mr. Hopp,
$4,000?
let's hear from Richard.
Mr. Thomas says you've been trained on the Brown Act, you could go one of two ways, do it as a special meeting
Yeah.
or an emergency meeting, in which you would do a 4-hour notice to the papers and so forth. You would, of course, contact the city attorney's office to get advice on making sure you comply. I would probably potentially do it in one of those two ways, if it complies for that. It's for you to step up and play to make sure this gets done. This has happened numerous times. That's why during the
Yeah, it's the last
website
minute.
part, nobody ever wanted to deal with us. So you really need to step up on the plate. Thank you.
Candy?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I'm trying to get hold of Mr. Handel right now. I've known Mr. Handel for over 20 years. And this other individual they sent to try to run the election, I agree, he's a problem. But the fact is, and our chairman, Mr. Jeff Lim, forgot to tell you that he had a conversation with Mr. Jay Handel. He stated that, again, they made mistakes, but they're at the point now that we can call Time Warner, give them the card, and they will approve, they'll run it, and we'll be
Yeah.
part of the thing. And the outreach, we have a gentleman here from Sherman Oaks, and they participated. They are one of the councils that did join, because it's, how many did you say you reached out to?
Take it out, we should have the card.
20,000? Well,
We give a
roughly a
vote, they
good
say.
number, sir. How many
We
roughly
can
how
take
many?
the vote at the
Well,
meeting
this
and
point,
have the
we've
appropriate
reached out,
form.
as far as we know, to close to 70,000, not including the Time Warner.
Exactly. So, and the thing is, they may not get any new votes, but at least they're doing the outreach. The thing for me is 60–70% of Van Nuys is Hispanic. You folks all represent them, it doesn't matter what, but I still would like to reach out to them. And when they're doing these advertisements for the neighborhood council on the Spanish sports station, and there's gonna be 2 of them, and all we're paying is $490. When spots on the, what do you call it, like $5 million,
I
whatever.
know, but it's the question of how we get it through City Hall, not whether we want to do it or not.
Well, again, Mr. Handel stated, just call, get it done, and then we can place it on the agenda. It was allocated for outreach of X amount of dollars, and you just pull out that, out of that area for outreach.
That's what this, Tom Meredith said on Saturday, that we could pay for it now and then approve it after, and it would be okay. Mr. Handel said the same thing.
If that's the case,
get
then
our-
let's do that.
We do it and then we get our buns chewed out though. We've been doing it for 5 or
Mr.
6
Handel
years,
will
Howard and I both
Mr. Handel
know.
will get his butt.
Yeah, let's-
No,
throw
we're
him
gonna
on
get
the
our
fire.
buns chewed out, Howard and I and Stacy, but you know what, we're used to it.
You see, I'm the second signatory and the card's in my name. So I call it in and then they call back and they say, well, that's gonna come out of your pocket because we're not gonna pay for it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll cover the costs on that, and I
Well-
believe you're changing the card over to Ms. Hop.
Ron,
Okay, this is not legal advice, because I'm not a lawyer, but I've been through Brown Act problems in
Watch your
Sherman
head, watch
Oaks.
your head.
What we found out in doing research on the Brown Act is it is not a capital offense to violate the Brown Act.
Correct,
There are no fines,
that's right.
but you can make mistakes and you can violate it. What happens is you do the best you can. If somebody later comes back and says you did it wrong, then you have 90 days to correct it, to revote, and do it right.
There's the answer.
well, look, I mean, we could discuss this until the cows come home and everyone and their mother will have a different position on it. Here is the language that we approved in January. The VNNC to allocate $4,000 for election outreach. The VNNC to design and print a mailer flyer inviting residents and stakeholders to participate in our April election. The VNNC to include our constituent services guide outlining the services we can assist with and provide for the people of Van Nuys. Money to be spent on food, mailers, outreach, and other election-related expenses not to exceed $4,000, and
It's covered.
it went past the council.
We
You
spelled
just
everything
covered
out.
it.
I
You
know,
just
that's
covered
what,
it.
that
it.
is what I'm saying,
Let's
we're
vote
doing
on it.
everything by the book.
Pay the,
It's already been
pay the
voted
thing,
on.
it's covered.
All right,
Look.
give me the phone number.
If
I'll-
you're, at the end of the
That's
day,
instructions,
if
covered.
the
someone,
invoices underneath it.
It's outreach, it's covered, it's right
I,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes, it's
Let-
fine.
Let's pay the bill.
It's fine. You just
Yes,
have to outline
it's
it.
going to be okay.
May I say something?
Of course you can.
I just want to say, as head of the committee, I appreciate everybody's position and everyone's concerns, but from where I'm sitting, we've got 6 days. I mean,
They're chomping at the bit and we
That's
need
it.
to get it paid.
and we
Right.
need
And
to-
that's it.
And it's over.
We'll
If we
do it
don't do
tomorrow
it, it's
morning.
gone.
And
Tonight.
we've done everything by the book. We are going on the recommendations from the election people from downtown.
Correct.
So when it goes to another person downtown and they have a different position, and then it goes to another person
It
downtown,
always happens.
this is the normal situation that we've always had.
No,
You
we
know?
we are covered by this language,
Thank you.
yes.
Yes, Candy.
But there's two things. One is to get candidates for the, which we're running out of time. But as I showed you today, the young lady, Ms. Rodriguez from the women's.
Is she filed? Is-
Yeah, well, we're going back to see her tomorrow. I don't know her, but she was at the last meeting. She seems like someone that would really be a great candidate for one position. Again, we're just doing outreach. All of you should be doing outreach, trying to get new candidates to come out. That's all we can do. But if we can get a great turnout for the election, and we get the big, was there no problem, Ms. Hoff?
Yeah. No, I'm just curious, where's she from?
I really don't know. She lives in Van Nuys, she works in Van Nuys, she's a stakeholder.
I'm just
so
curious, where's
She
she
might
live?
be, I don't know where.
She's Scottish.
No, I just figured
I
it
don't
was
know.
my area.
Your area, why would you want somebody from there? You're doing a great job of representing your area. Why
Oh
would
my
I,
God, I'm gonna have a heart attack, thank you.
why would I have any problem with you? You pay the bills, you take care of the bills. Remember a few years ago, there was someone that was doing your job who said everybody else was at fault. You never said that. You take care of the bills. So why would I try to get somebody to run against you?
Thank you.
Just take a picture of it.
Anyway, Mr. President.
I just wrote it down.
So again, if we get the numbers in
You
as
don't
far
remember
as
all this.
voters, as this nice gentleman from Sherman Oaks.
Can I keep it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Ron
yours.
said, you know,
Want
they've
these
reached
too?
out to 70,000 people, but it doesn't mean that there's
Take
gonna be a turnout of
I
voters.
trust you.
All we need to do is get the word out, so they can't say we're trying to rig the elections, so.
Fair enough.
Okay,
So Jeff, you got the green light.
All right, so Mr. Benjamin is going to make that payment, and we are going to rocket ahead, and we're going to get some new
And
candidates.
then whatever Jay Handel needs, if or Jay, not Jay Handel, Jay something else. Metzenbaum, what's his name?
Tom Meredith?
Tom Meredith, there it
Close,
is.
that was
All right.
good, that was good.
Whatever he needs for the Daily News ad, any of that stuff.
Well, just one last thing, if there's a problem for Mr. Benjamin, if he can call you and let you know right away, so that maybe then you as president could talk to Mr. J. Hill and say, okay.
There's no
Because-
problem,
Shout
there's
out
no
to
problem.
Time Warner, if there's a problem, well, we're just saying, we're on short leash
Yes,
here,
you can-
let's get it done and make sure it gets covered.
Well, no, actually, that's a very good reason, let me follow up, because we're going to have more TV advertising for the actual election, which is not until April. So once we get our account set up, this is the front end, and then there's a back end.
It's okay, we have the $4,000 to play
$4,000
with.
to go with.
Right, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to
You can-
explain what's
Yeah,
no,
going
that's
on
fine.
here.
No, you
So
can-
we're trying to get candidates,
Yeah.
and we're trying to turn out a vote, and
Yeah.
we're trying to run a goddamn
Yeah,
election.
yeah, and that's something. Karina,
Hold on, Mr. President, Mr. Handel's on the line, he said he'd answer any questions for you.
let's put him on speakerphone. Let's do this.
Mr.
What?
Handel?
Do you guys have any
We
questions?
already took care of it.
Hold on, well, but hold on, sir. Hold on, somehow I've lost you on this stupid phone.
All right, Karina.
Oh, here we go. Are you there, sir?
I'm here.
Okay, I'm giving you over to the president, Mr. George Thomas.
Is this Tom?
No, it's
Jay Handel?
Jay Handel.
Jay Handel.
This is Jay.
Jay, how's everything going?
Yeah, it's another day in paradise. How are you?
Oh, it's about the same. We're just ironing out all our election expenses. We allocated $4,000 and then now we're gonna spend it.
Under a coconut tree?
Okay.
Yep, so, if any of the other council members have any questions for this gentleman?
Jay, the problem is that we did not allocate by line item because we were unaware, A, that we had to do it like that because we've not done it in the past, and B, we had no idea what was going to be done and how much it would cost. The chair of the elections committee, Jeff Lynn, just found out Saturday, this past Saturday, about the commercials that are being done at a cost of $490, and that we're the only neighborhood council who didn't submit the money, which we want to do. And in January, we took a vote when Tom was there, and we said how we wanted to spend the money. It was very specific that we spelled out that we wanted to cover a multitude of things. And so we thought that that was cool. We want to make sure it's okay with you, because this is what we've been told, that if Howard, who has the P card at the moment, calls them and does it over the phone and gives them the money, and we've already voted in the past, and we're gonna vote again at this coming meeting, which will be a week from Wednesday, that we're not gonna be in big trouble if we do that,
Okay, so just to make it easy, I met with Gracie today,
right?
okay, and we've had these conversations, and because of the tightness of the time, and the fact that your filing date closes within a week, what you need to do, you can go ahead and make your expenditure, and then you can come back at your next meeting, and you can have your invoice attached to your MER, and you can quote the expenditure with your MER.
Thank you.
See?
Okay.
You
That's
have
what we
that
did.
from me, that's out of my mouth.